Alright, I'm going to talk about the scariest game ever made, Silent Hill. I bought Silent Hill at Toys R Us. Such a happy place to buy the scariest game ever made, huh? I have no idea what year it was when I bought it. I think it must have been '02, '03, sometime around there. Because I was stuck in the game for like a year or so before I beat it in 2004. Yeah, 2004 was a really great gaming year for me. I think I beat like 25 games that year. And I also beat a lot of games I'd been stuck on for a long time. Like I beat Final Fantasy VII that year, and I think I was stuck in that game for like 2 or 3 years. So yeah, that was a fun gaming year for me. But yeah, Silent Hill, I mean, woof, came out in 1999, and it is just still a very, very unique video game. It's not too playable nowadays. I mean, the combat system's a little antiquated, to put it nicely. But, I mean, it's still the scariest game ever made. I mean, there are some parts in that game that, oof. But yeah, the game basically starts off with the main character, Harry Mason, taking his daughter, Cheryl, to Silent Hill. And they get in a car accident, and then Harry wakes up after being knocked out in a car wreck and finds that Cheryl is missing, and he just starts kind of freaking out and walks into the town looking for his daughter. Now, Silent Hill is shrouded in fog, and he doesn't really see much, and then slowly but surely, as the gamer, you just go down the rabbit hole, and it gets crazier and scarier, and just oof, it is definitely an experience. Now, the reasons why I think Silent Hill is just such a scary and terrifying game and experience: amazing soundtrack, creepy as hell, the environments, the enemies themselves, mainly because I guess it's PlayStation 1 graphics, aren't really that scary, but I don't know, there's something to be said about you being able to use your own imagination to kind of project more detail onto the poorly pixelated enemies. Well, basically the way the enemies are designed is because you are basically in a girl's hell, basically, Alessa's hell, and basically the enemies are her biggest fears. So there are like these murderous kind of ghost children who try to like cut you up with knives and stuff, and that basically represents her fear of other children. And then there are like skinless dogs trying to hunt you down in the streets and stuff, and that's her fear of dogs. And then when you go down into the sewers, there's like giant cockroaches and stuff, and that naturally is her fear of bugs. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. And then there's like some crazy ones like headless teddy bears with like bear claws and shit. So yeah, there's some crazy fucking enemies in this game. Basically, the way Silent Hill works is it's a haunted town, basically. Even before the white man showed up, Indians like talked about how the spirits were very powerful there and stuff. So basically, if you go to Silent Hill and you're kind of a bad person, or you got some kind of baggage or guilt or something, the town's gonna shape itself to you. Like the town has a Punisher named Pyramid Head who shows up in Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill Homecoming, and he kind of shows up in as different iterations. Like in Origins he was called the Butcher, and then Downpour he shows up as this weird guy who's wearing like a gas mask and carries a giant sledgehammer and stuff. But basically the town's Punisher is there to punish you for your guilt. So if you've like accidentally killed somebody and you feel horrible, the town might try to kill you. So yeah, and basically your fears and your nightmares and sometimes even your urges, the town shapes itself to you. And basically if you can get through the town alive and come to terms with, you know, your guilt and your urges and stuff, then sometimes you'll leave the town a better person. But if you don't make it out, it's not going to be pretty. But Silent Hill 1 is unique as it's not Harry Mason's personal hell. It's Alessa's hell. Now, I'm not going to spoil the story and stuff, but basically Haley Mason's in the town looking for his daughter. He runs into a couple other people who are there, and crazy stuff happens. Now, like I said, the graphics are pretty good in the game. I mean, it's an open world, which for 1999 PlayStation 1, I mean, that's pretty impressive. The soundtrack is great. The voice acting is pretty shitty, but and the script isn't all that good. It's kind of convoluted and just kind of weird and stuff. But the combat system's antiquated, like I said, but a lot of things work in the game. It's got probably the most complex and convoluted puzzles I've ever played in a game. I mean, there's no way in hell I was going to be able to figure out half of them without checking the internet. So, yeah, don't feel too bad if you have to do that. But, yeah, the game's got a lot going for it other than just being absolutely terrifying. I mean, the environments are, oof. Some of the boss fights are kind of, I don't know, weird, like you have to fight a giant worm and a giant moth and stuff, but the last boss fight is definitely scary when you have to fight the demon of the town, Samael. Yeah, I mean, when you see Samael for the first time, you're like, yeah, he's the Dark Overlord, so yeah, ain't no questioning about that. Who's the bad hombre in this town? But yeah, it's just an absolutely great game. Doesn't hold up all that well. I mean, I kind of wish they could do a remake. I know they kind of did a quasi-remake with Silent Hill Shattered Memories, but I'll talk about that later. But that's not a true remake. That was kind of more of a reimagining. But I would like to see a true remake. But who knows? Maybe we'll get one, maybe we won't. Maybe I should just be happy that they are finally remaking Final Fantasy VII. Even though I would have been a lot more interested in that 10 fucking years ago, but whatever. Maybe we'll get a Silent Hill remake in the next decade or so. I mean, hell, this game's going to turn 20 years old in like 4 years, so maybe then.